name's Ray from Ray's Place, and this is going to be my first official video on the channel. So what I'm going to be doing for this video is a dry start method planted tank. So what it entails is using seeds without filling up the tank, placing seeds in and then waiting for them to grow out and then eventually filling up the tank. Okay, let's get right to it. The first thing you'll definitely need are, of course, your seeds. For my method, I'm going to be using organic potting soil, which I sifted earlier so that there's no wood particles or wood pieces inside. You'll also need a squirting bottle. You'll need plastic wrap, and you'll need your hardscape if you want to put hardscape in. I'll be doing with stone. Your filter, I'm using a sponge filter, and of course your substrate, which I have down here on the side. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to be doing is I'm just taking the organic potting soil, which will be my base layer. I'm using potting soil because it's cost effective, and I'm not looking at redoing this tank in the next few years. So this will be a permanent tank, unless I decide to change it after like 5 years. So for my base layer, what I'll be doing is taking this organic potting soil, sprinkling it along the bottom. So add nutrients to the soil when it's eventually filled up, and it will also kind of boost our initial dry start with the nutrients that the seeds may need. Okay, this is probably about ½ centimeter worth of depth. Why I'm doing that so small is because I do not have that much substrate, so you have to work out according to your substrate ratio. So what I'll be doing is I'll be spraying it down as well. Okay, now that I've mixed up the soil, it will be very wet, but we have to do that. The next thing I'll be needing is my substrate. A little tip if you've got old substrate that you're using is get yourself some aquarium salt and then fill up the bucket with the substrate in it, and put in maybe 2-3 tablespoons of aquarium salt. Mix it up, let it sit overnight or whatever. Eventually the pest snails that you've got in that substrate will be dead, and all you have to do is just pick them out. But you will definitely want to rinse out the substrate after, so that take out all the ammonia that will spike into the dead snails. So you can take that as a drop of tissue or cloth you've got especially for this tank. Once you've got your substrate all flattened out and how you want it, before you do anything with your seeds, you do your hardscape, so that at least you know you're getting the seeds where you want to get them and not everywhere else. So I'll be putting my filter over here. Okay, next up I have to figure out how I want my stones going. So for me, I was thinking something like this. Okay. And eventually what I'm going to be doing is, once the tank is finally ready and up and running, full of water, I'll be adding live plants that I can't grow immersed. Now, if you have put too much water in, like I did, you can use paper towels, they work well. You just have to tear off a strip. That's all you do. And if you see a lot of water build up, all you do, you can wrap it up or use it open. Then just pat it a little bit, and then you can see it soaks up as much water as you can. It won't take too much substrate with it. Okay, now that that's out of the way, I know that is what my final tank hardscape is going to look like. So what I'll be doing next is grabbing my seeds. Finally, it's the main event. So what I'll do, take my seeds. If I'm not wrong, these are Copper Money seeds. That's how I bought them as, but we'll see. I have another tank that I use these seeds on, but that was just as a test to see how things would go. Okay. So now what you do is you just take your seeds and you sprinkle them all over where you actually want them to be growing. So like for me, I would want it all growing all here, maybe on the sides here, and if you can, I'm going to sprinkle some on a bit of the rock here. Can you see? As you can see, there's a little ledge here. If it grows, it grows. If not, at least I know it's going to grow over here. So what I'll do is put in some seeds in my hand. Just lightly sprinkle them all over. Make sure you spread it evenly so that you get good growth all over. Make sure to especially get the corners, because it's sometimes hard to get there and you will have a patch there, as I saw in my other tank where I tested it on. These are definitely aquatic plants, I know, because in the other tank that I set up as a tester, they are still growing and they are growing well. I don't see any die off yet. These seeds are enough for about maybe 3-4 tanks. So you can use as much as you want on one tank without any fusses. Okay, there we go. That looks pretty good for now. Make sure you close up your bottle of seeds tightly. If they spill, there's no getting them back. So just give it a light spray all over. Okay, next thing you're going to do is grab your plastic wrap. We're going to be wrapping off the top so that the water doesn't evaporate as fast, so that there's always something there for the plants. Okay. Measure how much you need. You need to be 2. Tank, that's how the tank will be for the next few days. It should take a few weeks, maybe 2, for the seeds to actually make a difference, but I will update you next on when 1 week has passed. And once you've done filling up your substrate and putting your seeds, you just put it down where you're going to have it be for the rest of its life. And as you can see, I'm using a light above it. So the lighting will be on for about 14 hours a day, and hopefully it will start growing. So I'll see you in the next update in a week.